Hello everybody and welcome back to a playoff edition of the Blitz. I'm Andrew Schnitker, and the playoff conversation doesn't usually involve the Westover Patriots, a team with 4 winning seasons in its past, looking toward a bright future. It's been a special year for Westover, and tonight was a special new mark for the program. The Patriots hosted their first home playoff game in program history in our Jeannie K. Tupper Game of the Week. As the 2-seed, Westover walked into a regular season rematch in round 1 of the playoffs. The Patriots facing Jonesboro High over at Hugh Mills Stadium tonight. And first quarter scoreless game here. TJ Cromer back to pass, looking around. He's going to decide he's going to take off with this ball instead, all the way down to the 23-yard line. But a little bit later, a field goal is no good, so we stay scoreless at 0. Now Jonesboro near midfield looking to score. Third down. Great play here by Kel Miller, breaking up the pass and the hard hit. That would force a punt. So Westover's next possession at the 30-yard line. Look at Shannon Saunders. He's rolling down the field. It may take him a while, but he's going to go deep into Jonesboro territory and gets tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. And on the very next play, and Travius Parks on the handoff, untouched. Well, gets a little touch there into the end zone. That would count as a touchdown. Extra point, no good. 6-0 Westover leading. It was 12-8 Westover leading at the half. Same score as their regular season game, but this time Westover seals the deal. They win this one by the final score of 26-21. And Fox 31's Sean Stryker is live for a recap from Hugh Mills Stadium. Sean, how did the Patriots' home playoff debut play out?
Well, Andrew, like you said, Jonesboro beat Westover in the second week of the season. But the great thing about playoffs is regular season no longer matters. And this was a great game, needless to say. It was a great fourth quarter. I'm going to walk you through that fourth quarter right now. With about 9 minutes left, Jonesboro was driving down the field. Westover came up with a huge interception. Now I was thinking in my head, that might have won them the game. However, Jonesboro took over again. Westover forced a fumble. This is with 6 minutes left. I was like, you know what? Never mind. That won them the game. Then, of course, driving Westover off of that fumble, got a touchdown to put them ahead 26 to 14 at the time. I was like, never mind. That won the game. What I think it came down to, with about 2 minutes left, Westover was facing 4th and inches. Westover, their coach, went for the gamble there. They went for it, got that first down. Ran a lot of time off the clock, and they wound up winning. That was 26-21. They won their first ever home playoff game. It's going to be really interesting, and it's really exciting to see what this team's doing. They're rolling now. They were pumped after this game, and I hope they can carry this momentum into next week. Andrew, back to you.
Thank you, Sean. A very special first home playoff win for the Westover Patriots. As for Deerfield-Windsor, the first round of the GISA playoffs looks a lot like a state title game. The last 2 AAA champs met in Albany tonight, with Deerfield hosting 4-7 Tattnall Square. But I promise you, don't let Tattnall's record fool you. Deerfield and Tattnall squared off once this season in Macon. The Knights narrowly escaped that one with a 1-point win. But tonight, it was all Deerfield at Webb Memorial Stadium. Here's Karan McLean with a 21-0 lead, getting a first down in the third quarter. That would set up this play. Dallas Margerson looking deep for McLean, underneath it for a 58-yard touchdown, 28-0. Deerfield leading midway through the third quarter. And of course, the defense for Deerfield still pitching a shutout. Tattnall, nothing working here, led by Matthew Fox. They're gang tackled for a loss on the play. So Deerfield recovers again. Next possession, the offense stalling a little bit. Key Marvin Pitts losing some yardage there, but that sets up a 3rd and 15, and this pitch to Karan McLean going a long way. He's gone 63 yards on this one. Score now 35-7, and Deerfield advances on to the second round of the playoffs with a 42-21 win. Well, another region championship in the bag. The Cairo Cert Makers look primed for another run at a state championship. Cairo's 2011 season ended in the semifinals, and the expectations always high for Cairo. They are state title high this season behind quarterback Donald Thomas. As the top seed in Region 1, Cairo brought in Riverdale to West Thomas Stadium, and first off, slow start to this game. On the kickoff, Reese Wooten struggles with it at first, but picks it up, and then he's going to go a long way with it. Runs it back all the way to the 50-yard line, set up the Cert Makers in prime position. So next play, quarterback Donald Thomas, what we were talking about, takes it himself 5 yards, but that drive is going to stall again. So we move all the way later into this quarter. Last drive of the first quarter, Donald Thomas back to pass, and there's Wooten. Kickoff return, and now a touchdown. Missed extra point, though, 6-0 Cairo at this point. A tight game early on, but Cairo, too much for Riverdale on the night. Final score, 24-13. Well, coming up next on the Blitz, we'll head to the AA playoffs. In the top seeds in the region, Fitzgerald and Brooks County aren't slowing down in round one. More high school football when we get back. And welcome back. Well, first-year Fitzgerald coach Jason Strickland has picked up where the Purple Hurricane football tradition where it left off. The expectation to win is still alive and well as Fitzgerald reached the playoffs for the 13th straight season this year. In the AA state playoffs, Fitzgerald, the 2 seed out of the region, won. They're hosting Northeast Macon tonight over at JC Stadium. Actually, this is a little bit of a Deerfield-Windsor there, so we don't have those highlights as of right now for Fitzgerald, but we will say we'll try to get those going a little bit later on. Fitzgerald does win over Northeast Macon. Final score 35-19. Well, staying in AA, the Brooks County Trojans crushing competition on their way to a 10-0 regular season. The playoffs are here, and 5 more wins gives the Trojans and junior QB Malcolm Parrish a state title. Of course, the Trojans bringing the hammer tonight against Macon County. This one was tight early on and still a little bit close as the score is 22-6 later on in the fourth quarter of this one. So moving on. Well, here we go. Now they're still bringing the hammer for Brooks County as they're playing their first round playoff game. We're going to start in the first quarter of this one. Malcolm Parrish looking to the air. Damian Cobb on the reception and the first down here. Now this is later in the drive. Brandon Golden going for the 30-yard gain, and he gets in scoring position on that one as well. But Parrish, normally good with the ball, he throws a pick here to Roquan Smith. Smith makes a solid return, and Parrish is the one to have to save the day a little bit later. Defense for Brooks County showing up big. This is Jakari Watkins saying no to that one on the screen, so Brooks back on offense, and here's Parrish again using his legs for a solid gain. That would lead to this field goal attempt. It's just pushed a little bit short to the right, so a scoreless game in the first quarter, but Brooks County starting to pull away a little bit like we were saying before. Currently in the fourth quarter, it is 22-6. Well, over in 6A, the Lowndes Vikings earned the right to play at home in their playoff opener. After navigating through a daunting Region 1 schedule, round one of the playoffs shouldn't be much of a problem. Of course, the Vikings lost their last playoff game at Martin Stadium 2010. Maybe a little bit of foreshadowing going into tonight as they were hosting Marietta High School in the state playoffs. Now, going to this one, 9-3, Marietta leading in the second quarter, and they just keep adding on. Scrambles away from this one, the Marietta QB hits for the touchdown pass, 16-3 after he gets in the end zone. So Lowndes with a lot of work to do with only about a half left to go. So Lowndes quarterback Alex Stevenson dropping back to pass, and he's going to connect with Nick Bergman all the way across the middle, and that's going to be a solid gain for those Vikings, and that would lead to this field goal by Gustavo Gonzalez. He's been a hero throughout this year, and he makes it 16-6 here. So moving on to the third quarter. After halftime, looking to rally a little bit, Marietta QB, he says, no way. Another touchdown for Marietta, 23-6 at this point. Well, here's a little spark for the Lowndes Vikings. They needed this Taekwon Lane back in the lineup tonight. They needed this one. This is a 99-yard touchdown kickoff return, so that will make the score 23-13. It was 30-27 in the fourth quarter. Marietta leading. A fumble by Lowndes late proves very costly as Lowndes upset in the first round tonight. Final score 30-27. All right, let's check out the Advantage Vinyl Siding Roofing Plays of the Week. We're going to Kel Miller here, laying the wood on the hit here against Jonesboro and Westover. Congratulations to those guys as they win their first home playoff game, 26-21. And then we're going back to Deerfield just down the road. Karan McLean on the pitch. He's going to go down the left side for a touchdown. That would give Deerfield a dominating win as well over Tatnall Square, advancing to the second round. Remember, to vote for your favorite play of the night, you got to get connected to mysouthwestga.com/theblitz. Well, coming up, Thomas County Central tries to right the ship after a tough loss last week. The Yellow Jackets starting the run to state. That's all next on the Blitz. Welcome back. Well, stunned in the regular season finale against Harris County, Thomas County Central had to settle for the 2 seed in the state playoffs. Down but not out, the Yellow Jackets and a dynamic offense still primed for a long playoff run. And it all started tonight with Creekside visiting the Jackets' nest in Thomasville, and TCC's offense starts with Adam Choice and a slew of running backs. Starting in the second quarter here, Adam Choice takes it himself, gets the first down to keep this drive alive for TCC, and on the very next play, Choice is going to hand it off to one of those running backs we were talking about, Shaquille Coleman, who gives the Jackets a 2nd and 4 opportunity down to the 15-yard line. Now still keeping it on the ground, hand off to Coleman again, and this way he's going to get free on a 3rd down play. He gets in for the touchdown. That would give the Jackets a 14-7 lead. This one stayed tight throughout, just like many of our games tonight. It went to overtime, 24-24, and Thomas County Central scores late to win this one by the final score of 27-24. Well, at the single A level, all of the involved playoff teams decided to take the week off. That's a product of a new playoff system separated by public and private schools. Only 16 teams in each division play for a state title. So to match up with the other classifications that play 5 rounds of playoffs, every single A team had a bye week tonight. But here we're going to look ahead. Here are some of the Class A matchups to look forward to. A fun one between Turner County and the state's top defensive lineman prospect, Montravius Adams of Dooley County. Also, Irwin County and Miller County will be hosting playoff games the day after Thanksgiving next Friday night. All right, it's time for the Albany Technical College Fan of the Week, and yes, we're going to Fitzgerald for this, the Fitzgerald Band. Well, I know they can play some good music, but they can also dance as well. It's our final edition of the Fan of the Week, and congratulations to those Fitzgerald Band members for being our Albany Tech Fan of the Week. Well, coming up, we're heading to a different brand of football, Darton State Soccer, so close to a national title. Find out if the Cavaliers reach the title game next on the Blitz. Welcome back. Well, the #1 ranked undefeated Darton State soccer team has been mostly unstoppable this season. Breezing through the national tournament's pool play round, the Cavaliers are 2 games, 180 minutes away from their goal. Darton State facing Tyler College in the NJCAA semifinals tonight at Cavalier Soccer Field. And in the second half, Darton needing a huge comeback, trailing 3-0. This may be the spark they need. Troy Tucker on the free kick into the net, 3-1 Cavs down. But Darton State still forcing the action a little bit later into the Tyler zone. Jorge Chirinos lofting the shot deep into the box. The goalkeeper able to get the free-for-all away from Darton State to stop that one from going in. So final chance, 10 minutes left. Chirinos again on the strike. This one just goes wide to the left. And Darton State's national title hopes come to a crashing halt. Final score, 4-1.
It was a long, tough season, but we gave it all our best, and I guess it just wasn't meant to be in the end. It gives us a lot of motivation. It shows that our younger guys have a lot of heart, and they'll fight for everything, and hopefully it'll turn around in next year.
The Cavaliers finished the season 19-1, that #1 in the loss column, the most devastating, as Darton State's season ends in the national semifinals. More Darton sports on the day. 2 Cavalier baseball players have signed on to Division I programs after the season. Catcher Trip Calhoun will move on to Troy University, while Davis Knapp has signed with South Alabama. The goal for every player is to continue with a baseball career, and the Cavaliers players credit Darton's program for helping in that goal.
When you have a team that puts it all together and actually plays and wins, it catches people's attention. Just like when we got highly ranked last year, got up to 12, but Jimmy said he had people blowing up his phone.
The baseball program in particular has really been jump-started with what he's brought, and I'm glad I've been able to be a part of it.
Cavaliers head coach Scott Hemming says he expects at least 3 more Darton players to sign Division I scholarships. Calhoun, Knapp, and the rest of the Cavaliers begin another season of Darton baseball in late January. All right, we were talking about Fitzgerald facing Northeast Macon, continuing their winning tradition, and tonight in the first round of the playoffs, they're trying to do it again. So let's go to JC Stadium for Purple Hurricane highlights. First quarter, Fitzgerald trying to pass the ball, actually. Usually they're more of a running team, but Ron Swain able to Pass the ball here and then runs for a 51-yarder to put points on the board for Fitzgerald. Extra point good after that one, so Hurricanes up on top with 10:03 left, 7-0. Staying in the first quarter frame of mind, here's Fitzgerald quarterback Romarius Galden finding Larry Stewart. He's going to carry the ball down the field, down the sideline, juking a few tackles for a Hurricane first down with about 7 minutes left in the quarter. And then Galden again keeping the drive going. He's going to be able to find Swain again for a nice play here, who carries the ball into the end zone. Another touchdown, extra point good. Purple Hurricanes up 14-0 with 3 minutes left in the first. Now a little bit later on, Northeast Macon trying to get this ball going again. They get a completion of 35 yards to get the score to 14-7, but Fitzgerald wins this one. Moving on to the second round for a big second round matchup. They win this one by the final score of 35-19. Well, that's going to do it on another season of the Blitz. Don't worry, we'll keep you covered on the South Georgia football teams that are continuing to run through the playoffs on Fox 31 News at 10. Thanks to all the Blitz crew and the hardworking staff in the back for making this show run, and most importantly, thanks to you for watching this season. We'll see you soon. Have a great weekend of football, everyone.